clear values, strong leadership, the power of collaboration, and strategic decisions. Now, today I'm going to explain to you the strategy planning pyramid and what that has to do with collaboration and good strategic decision making. Well, you might have heard about the pyramid. This is a visual representation of all the key elements that you need for a business strategy. At the very top, we start with values and vision. This is your aspiration for your business or your own career. Why do you exist? In the words of Simon Sinek, this is really where every organization should start, which is calling to the hearts and the emotions of the customers and everyone involved. In your middle layer, you've got your mission and then also your strategic objectives. This is what you're trying to achieve. And underneath, you support that with your KPIs, your key performance indicators, as well as your action plans. That's your tangibles, your how. Now let's look at all of the elements in a little bit more detail and how I would go about with using them in my own business planning. Strategy planning comes around maybe every year, and so we might be reviewing the bottom layer, the KPIs and the action plans on an annual basis. The higher up we go in our planning pyramid, so all the way to the top, the less likely we're going to revise the content of that. Our values get revised every 10 years approximately, and personal values might not get revised for a lifetime. So let's look at all the different levels. The values is really your guiding principles. In our day, we only have 24 hours and we have to make constant decisions between what's most value driving, what's most important, and what can fall off the side or wait until later. Now, the values is what you measure your actions or your priorities against in order to understand what's more important than others. It's how you want to show up in this world. It's your aspiration for how you interact with other people and your surrounding. Underneath your values, we've got our vision. This is what speaks to the heart. It is what it is. It's a vision. It's not so much about a rational description. It's more so an image or a visual representation of the feelings and the emotions that you're trying to convey, the benefits that you're trying to convey to your stakeholders, to the environment, to the society, and so forth. So often a vision can be best represented in a video or an image, in a bit of an explanation that speaks to the heart of our stakeholders. The mission underneath is what translates this vision into something more rational, something more achievable, the what. How are we going to achieve that vision? What is it that we're going to do, for whom, which market, with what products or services, and so forth. And under that, we've got our strategic objectives. I'd like to measure any of my objectives with the acronym SMART, S-M-A-R-T, standing for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And if you want to add an A for aligned to your values, please do so, because that makes for better objectives. Now, the hardest thing is probably for people to have a goal or an objective that is measurable and time-bound. So you need to have it time-bound so you know that at some point you can actually tick this off. And you need to have it measurable so that you can guide and nudge actions into the right direction. So your key performance indicators are the metrics that lead into these strategic objectives. And then your action plans that can be done on a regular basis, per quarter or per year, are those actions that you plan to do in a particular roadmap or sequence that lead you into the outcomes that you're seeking to achieve. Now, what does that all have to do with you, with leaders, and with collaboration? Now, one of the biggest challenges for strategic thinkers is that they are trying to look at the overlap between issues and opportunities. That means we're looking at possibilities. And the best way to look at something holistically is by having a lot of different perspectives and a diverse way of thinking. Collaboration is absolutely key to overcome the 5 most crucial challenges for strategic thinkers, which is the tunnel vision that we seem to have when we only have one perspective, and also the lack of data. We also want to be able to not avoid or have blind spots that trigger our resistance. So there might be certain topics that you're resistant to embrace, like resistance to change can be a really big challenge. And when you involve more people in the collaborative work to do strategic planning, you're more likely to spread different resistances in the room. And so there will be some people that embrace a thing that you don't embrace, and the other way around, which helps you with looking at different scenarios for your organization and for your own career or your own future with a more leveled view. Now, I hope that the strategic planning pyramid is a tool or a technique that helps you to look at your leadership role from a more strategic point of view. Let me know how you like this video in the comments below, and please like and subscribe the video, and see you in the next one. We're going to cover a lot more about collaboration this month.